was one of the very first double albums with Blonde on Blonde, where you have, side-sprawling tracks.
And with these albums now charting in the US top 10, Dylan's vision for the album was entering the mainstream.
Dylan's career, in a way, provides a blueprint for how artists that follow him want to pursue their careers. They want to, to be able to pursue their own artistic vision, and they want to pursue it on album.
In California, this artistic vision was heightened by the addition of a new ingredient.
Diethylite, popularly known as LSD. If you haven't heard of LSD, you will.
LSD was the catalyst behind a psychedelic subculture that had the album at its core.
The whole kind of chunk of your mind gets opened up, and a lot of the musicians had fairly good experiences with acid.
By 1966, the folk music revival had reached California, where bands like Jefferson Airplane had absorbed it into a new musical melting pot.
Jack and Norma were bluesmen. Paul liked outer space, and Marty wrote love songs. And I like folk music, so you got a real smorgasbord of stuff, and I liked it that way.
But it was the acid that took the music of the West Coast underground in entirely new directions.
You can hear it in music. The growth of Indian scales, rock-type scales, and feedback sounds, and there's a certain texture of recording which you say, I think those people probably took acid at some point or another.
LA band The Doors were perhaps the ultimate exponents of this acid-laced psychedelic rock.
We said, we're going to make some music that's going to blow their minds. Yes, sir. Break On Through to the Other Side is an LSD song. People think it's about death. Oh, you're going to break on through to death. Is that a death-obsessed song, Ray? I said, no, it's got nothing to do with death. It's got to do with breaking out of the confines of your three-dimensional body. The day destroys the night, night divides the day. We tried to run, we tried to hide, break on through to the other side.
For a band like The Doors, the 3-minute pop song was no longer enough to contain their artistic ambitions.
Dig this, man. The end is 11 and a half minutes long. You can put that on an LP. There's no more 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, or you don't have to have 3.5-minute little songs. Couldn't have done it without the LP. We exist because the long-playing record existed.
The Doors' self-titled debut album hit the US #2 spot in early 1967. Expansive psychedelic rock LPs like this were tailor-made for their tune-in, drop-out audience.
I mean, one reason why album culture suited psychedelic culture is that if you were sprawled out or sitting cross-legged and being semi-meditative to the music, the last thing you wanted was to have to get up and, turn the record over or change the record any more often than you had to.
Call your friends and come on over, and everybody sit and listen to the whole album all at once. You make comments about it afterwards, smoke a bunch of dope or have wine or whatever you do, and it was great.